Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my November TBR. I don't know what else I'm going to call it. I'm just going to call it November TBR because I'm filming this like on a day where I'm struggling. But we'll go more there in another time. Anyway, so I'm pre-filming this nice and early because I'm, like I said to you in the other videos, I'm getting organised. Because November is going to be the month we've got the next BookTube meetup. It's the month, so we're going to Bath and Bristol, so I will probably be reading a bit less. Because I know, obviously, we're going to Bath and Bristol for 2 days and 3 nights. No, 2 nights, 3 days. And I cannot wait to see my BookTube friends again. You all know who you are, but I'm actually having 2 nights away from the kids. 3 days away, which is going to be a big difference, a big change. We've got fireworks night. Obviously, I don't tend to do anything with that, really. But it's definitely where the winter goes from autumn to winter. For me, I was quite confused when I found out that November was actually classed as autumn, because for me it's like when it really gets colder in winter. But yeah, the leaves will be kicking around. It will be like, it's still witchy season, like Halloween would have been at the end of thingy, so you will see some witchy books still in it. And I just don't know what else. It's going to be my last full month where the kids are at school for the whole month, which is nice because obviously December, January is when they're off. But yeah, so I think I picked a bit more of a reasonable TBR than October. So there's like 18 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 books is quite good. I'm quite happy with that. Some longer, some shorter. But yes, I'm very happy with that. I've only got one buddy read, and that's with the lovely Cat from Brews and Reviews, and I'll show you that first. Then I've got my seasonal books. I don't have a reread because the reread book I had planned, I've actually already read. Well, I think I unhauled it. At some, and I don't have any classics because obviously, apart from, no, I've got one classic, but that's like a DDM. So that, yeah, I'm trying to be gentle on myself because obviously October I was massively involved in lots of classics for Victober, so I try and keep it as November, like less books like that. So let's show you what I've got. So my buddy read for the month is The Chalice of Gods by Rick Riordan. It's apparently the 6th book in the Percy Jackson series. I've read the actual original Percy Jackson series ages ago, but don't think you should read this after book number 5 because you can't. You need to read The Heroes of Olympus and the Trials of Apollo. You do need to read those books before you read this, and you also need to read the Leo book because otherwise this will not make sense. Basically, really please look into this because this one, we go back to being centred around Percy, but a lot's happened between that and book number 5. So this one is here. You know when you've been a demigod too long, when you're flushed out of school into the Atlantic Ocean and you're not even surprised. Percy Jackson has saved the world multiple times. Now he wants one regular year at school. Too bad the Greek gods have other plans. A new quest for Percy. Ganymede, the cupbearer of gods, has lost his chosen chalice. Not only is this embarrassing, why do gods keep losing the magical things? It's potentially dangerous. One sip of the cup will turn any mortal into a powerful god, and the other gods do not welcome newbies. Now Percy and his friends, Annabeth and Grover, must find the cup before it falls into the wrong hands. I get a pretty copy. I love reading these books with Kat. It really is our thing. And I've got the next book up on my shelves, and I've got another Leo book that's coming out in paperback next year. It's in hardback now, but that's coming out in paperback next year. So when that's in paperback, I'll read that. I love the Percy Jackson and the Olympians original series. I loved Heroes of Olympus. Trials of Apollo I didn't like as much, so I kind of got rid of those. But this is a book I'm really looking forward to. It's not too long. It's like how many pages? It's less than 300 pages. But I know it's going to be fun. So I don't know when in the month I'll be reading that, but we'll see. Now, I can't do this. I've got to do it. I've got to hit the TBR jar. Oh, guys, just to let you know, in December, obviously, you're going to be hearing... November, you're going to be hearing... what? I would like to tell you what my November... So the next Monday book after this will be... The next Monday video after this will be the classics for 2025. In November, you'll be seeing my winter books. and anticipated read books for 2026 and the reading TBR. They're my Monday videos, and obviously the book haul. In December, you may end up getting extra videos because in December I will be sharing you with the next TBR books. So obviously I've got one more book to pick. I've got one book to pick this month, one book to pick in December, and there'll be the book that doesn't get picked in December will go into next year's. And obviously if it doesn't get read, then it goes bye-byes. And then obviously I will be telling you my rereads for December, in my rereads for 2026. So you'll get my TBR jar books for 2026 and my rereads book for 2026 at some point in December. No idea which order, no idea. But there you go. Let me just ramble. There you go. Okay, on this, I picked this one. This is kind of the one I didn't really want, but hey ho. TBR jar is going to be good in December then. Okay, so I've got the big one. I've got Shrines of Gaiety by Kate Atkinson. It's one of her more recent books. I loved Life After Life by this author. But she's very literary. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to go. We'll have to wait and see. But I do like, it's historical fiction, which I like. It's set in 1926. The world is still recovering from the Great War. London has become the focus for a delirious nightlife. In the clubs of Soho, peers of the realm rub shoulders with the starlets, foreign dignitaries with gangsters, and girls sell dances for $1 a time. At the heart of this glittering world is the notorious Nellie Coker, ruthless but also ambitious, to advance her six children. But the success breeds enemies, and Nellie's empire faces threats from without and within. From behind the dazzling Soho's gaiety, there is a dark underbelly and a world of which it's too easy to become lost in. It does look really good, but it's very big. It's like, how many pages? About 500 pages. Let's hope I like it. Now that's all the those little bits, because it does mean though that I've got Teddy. So in December I'm either going to get Arthur and Teddy are coming out, or Wonderscape. Either which one of those is going to be a great bloody end to this year. I always feel like November's TBR is kind of a bit of a hit and miss one, because December I'm determined to get, like, obviously all my Christmas books. It's where I get my Christmas books set up. It's where I get my, like, books that I've wanted to read by the end of the year. Pick some books to end on high. But November's kind of that in-between bit. Anyway, this video is going to be too long if I don't stop rambling. So here are my seasonal books. First one are, obviously, they would have been in my seasonal autumn books TBR, so I will link that obviously down below. This is In the Shadow of the Wolf Queen, which actually is the start of a series. And I've got the second book, and I've got to get the third book when it comes out in paperback. Now, the third one apparently was originally a novella, so I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to go for the fourth official one when it comes out in paperback. But anyway, I love Kieran Millward Hargreaves' books. This is like fantasy. It's got pictures, which I love. It's the start of a series, and I hope I like this series. A magic that could save the world or destroy it. When her sister vanishes after a mysterious earthquake, Yolanda sets off on a rescue mission. These are dangerous times, and soon she is forced to strike a deadly bargain with the Wolf Queen herself. Join Lysandra and her loyal Seahawks as they embark on an epic quest to save her sister and unlock the Earth's most powerful magic. Fantasy, Kieran Millward Hargreaves. I know I'm going to love this. I'm bloody excited about this. I cannot flipping wait. That's like two fantasies. So another book that I can't wait for because I love this author's work. This is Kate Foster's The King's Witches. I loved her first book. I know it was on the short list for the long list for the Women's Prize, but not the short list. And I was hoping this would be long listed this with. Yeah, but I love The Maiden, but not everyone did. So it's a Scottish book. It's set in Scotland, I believe. Yep, in 1589. I know that it's got great writing. Princess Anna of Denmark is to wed King James VI of Scotland. But first she must pass a trial period, 1 year of marriage, to prove herself worthy. Under the watchful eye of the loyal lady-in-waiting Kirstin, Anna resolves to be the perfect royal bride until she meets the Lord Henry. Meanwhile, the young housemaid Jura has recently fled to the capital, seeking protection and anonymity. But her newfound safety is soon threatened when she's caught up in the witchcraft mania that has gripped the country and its new queen. really looking forward to that. It's my thing completely. Then we got a book that's not at all Christmassy, not at all wintry, but I thought this is one I wanted to read. And this is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. It was another book that I wanted it to be on the Women's Prize long list, but it didn't. This is about four sisters. One of them straight away we know has died. It's a great book. A sister is not a friend. You're part of each other right from the very start. You guys know I'm like that with my sisters. They are my best friends in the world. Vicky doesn't do soppiness, but she really is one of my best friends. And all sisters are good, but there is one, the beloved fourth sister has died, and we find this out straight away. So the Blue Sisters have always been exceptional and exceptionally different. Avery's a straight-laced lawyer living in London, though she's keeping secrets that could undo her perfect life forever. Bonnie was a boxer turned bouncer in LA, but one reckless act has driven her out of the city. And Lucky's hard partying ways have finally caught up with her in Paris. Then there was Nikki, the beloved fourth sister, whose unexpected death a year ago had left the others reeling. While the three remaining sisters reunite in New York to attempt to stop the sale of their beloved home, their childhood home, they find that only returning to each other they can navigate the grief, addiction, heartbreak, and learn to fall in life again. I know this is going to destroy me, but it looks like a perfect me book, and anything about sisters has got me. Now, a few books are series books, and so I obviously want to get myself up to date. I've got a series that I'm completing and a series that I've got like one more kind of extra, and that was because the author got another. Anyway, rambling. This is Dance of a King by Anton du Beke. This is the most current book in the series, and I just wanted it in paperback. It's the Ballroom Blitz series, I think. Buckingham Hotel series, I think that's what it's called. And I've loved this series. It's historical fiction. Anton du Beke does do a really good writing, and I know I'm going to love it. So it's set in London in 1940. I can't give too much away because it is the most recent book in the series. And the war, if you don't want to know spoilers for this series, wait until the book goes down. The war is far from over for soldier Raymond de Guise. While his wife Nancy is overjoyed to be reunited with her husband, introduce him to his son. The life of domestic bliss is not on the cards for Raymond. His family's safety is threatened as once more Raymond returns to the ballroom of the Buckingham Hotel, ordered to discover the dark secrets lurking behind the glitter of high society. On the dance floor, Raymond uncovers a dangerous relationship that could not only change the course of the war, but threatens his marriage. Oh my god. Cannot flipping wait. Then to a fun witchy book. This is the third in the series, the Hex series, and this is Hex and Hexability. And I just wanted to read it. I didn't care that I don't think these books necessarily in this series are interlinked. I've not seen any link in them, but I love this author's works. Do you want to see what witches can do? Lady Tiffany Worthington has always had a special talent for making the world around her come to life, whether she wants to or not. But it's only with the arrival of her mysterious great aunt Esme on the eve of the Battle of Waterloo that she learns she's a witch. And that the magic she's long feared is actually a gift to be embraced. Now that she is exposed to a side of London she never knew existed, one with sea creatures, magical portals, and a handsome duke with a dashing scar that makes him look like a pirate. Lady Tiffany discovers that despite what the Tum may decree, there is no limit to what she can do. This just looks fun! Witchy romance. Love it. Now to the next book in the Walsh Girls series, again Rachel by Marion Keyes. Now this is a chunk start. I listened to it on audiobook last year or the year before, and it does destroy me. She's got another book that's now out in paperback, which I've got. I don't know if she's going to continue with this series or not, what she's going to carry on doing with this. Like I said, it's kind of a reread, so kind of I should really count it as a reread but this is, I've got my own edition now of this, and it's basically follows on. Again, don't look at this book. If you don't want spoilers for the Walsh Girls series, wait until this book goes down, because it does give away spoilers at the back of it. Rachel Walsh is a survivor. She survived the rehab and the loss of her greatest love. These days, everything in her life is good. Good job, good dog, and a very good boyfriend. Then Luke, her ex of 6 years, shows up. Suddenly, she's fragile and falling. They ended badly, and neither of them can speak of the secret hurt that drove them apart. I remember this book being lovely, and I remember it will absolutely destroy me to a billion gazillion pieces. It's around about 600 pages. I know I'm going to love it. Can't wait. It's a reread. But yeah, that's what I need. Sisters books. What else do you want? Then to a Quakey Maisie's more recent book. I picked this up because the lovely Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe raved about this. I love all Quakey Maisie's books. They're fantasy and they're just fun and they are just what I need. But apparently I've got to look for Bitter by them. Somodina and her twin brother Jaeki are practically the same person. They finish each other's sentences and make each other whole. When the twins come of age, their magical gift began to develop. While Jaeki's powers enchant, Somodinia's cause fear to ripple through the town. Always an outsider, Somodina now faces dangerous hostility. When things go from bad to worse when her brother vanishes, Somodina knows that no matter what the dangers, she must track him down, even if it means entering the sacred forest, even if it means grueling otherworldly troubles she may not survive, even if it means finding the darkest places where those closest to the spirit world don't dare to go. This just looks brilliant. Fantasy, the author's work is amazing, not too long, just can't wait. And the fact that Olivia loved it just makes me know I'm going to. Now obviously we know that in November it's Remembrance Sunday, it's the time when the war appears. I'm just going to pause my video. No, actually that's a number I do not recognise, so I'm just going to ignore that. I thought it was Charlie. If it would have been Charlie I would have answered it. Sorry for that brief interruption. So obviously we know that, like I said, it's coming up to Remembrance Sunday and I like to read wartime books as well. So you've obviously got the Dance of the King. We've got some wartime books that are going to be in this TBR as well, because I do think it's important to do remember the wars. I don't think I've got any World War One books, although technically the TBR jar book could kind of count because it's just after World War One. But yeah, I'm going to read my non-fiction book for the month in honour of that is The Dressmaker of Auschwitz, the true story of women who sewed to survive. It's an Auschwitz book. I know that it's going to destroy me, but I feel like it's important to remember. At the height of the Holocaust, 25 young inmates of the infamous Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp, mainly Jewish women and girls, were selected to design, cut and sew beautiful fashions for elite Nazi women in a dedicated salon. It was a work that they would hope would spare them from the gas chambers. The bonds of family and friendship that they formed are not only helping them endure persecution, but also to play their part in camp resistance. Let's see a bit of Auschwitz that I didn't know about. No, it's not going to be necessarily easy. Then to a book that I haven't bought that long ago, but do you know what? I wanted it, and it's a book that Katie has mentioned. Katie likes this author, Alex Hay. It's The Housekeepers. I think Katie's recently read this actually and said that she thinks I'm going to like it. Historical fiction book mixed with mystery. Upstairs, Madam is planning the party of the season. All eyes are on the grandest house in Mayfair as the countdown to the lavish summer ball begins. Everything must be perfect, but with the chandeliers gleaming and the cellars stocked, Law housekeeper Mrs. King is suddenly dismissed. Downstairs, the servants are plotting the heist of the century. And as the clock strikes 12 on the night of the ball, Mrs. King will return to strip the house of its riches, right under the nose of her former employee. And she knows who to recruit to pull off the impossible, a bold alliance of women with nothing left to lose and every reason to revenge. It's a chunkster, but the fact that Katie likes it and it's mystery and historical fiction makes me really excited by it. So, yeah, that's why I'm reading. Then to another wartime book. I love Annie Leon's writing. This is a book about a girl's guide to winning the war. Can two young women and one book change the course of the war? It's set at wartime. This author's work's good and it's got the word book in it, so I've got to love it. When librarian, how could you not love it? Peggy Sparks is approached to work at the heart of the war effort in the Ministry of Information. She jumps at the chance. She's determined to see her brother Joe return home safe from the front line. To her dismay, Peggy is put to work under socialite Lady Marigold Cecily, who appears keen on dancing in the Café de Paris, then ending the war. Writing private accounts of her daily life is the only thing that's keeping Peggy's hopes alive. But when Peggy finds the innermost thoughts accidentally published, she needs Marigold's help to save her job and to bring her brother home. This looks really good. Then to a book that they've got a couple of really good contemporaries, and I've really got to stop talking a lot about these books because otherwise this video is going to be ridiculously long. This is All Wrapped Up by Heidi Swain. You know she's one of my absolute favourite authors ever, one of those loveliest authors ever, and she's brought out an autumnal book. and I decided I wanted to read it at the last month of autumn. I got it the day it was published. It's one of the Windbridge series, so again, there's characters linked in that we've met before, I believe. Clemmy Bennett is renovating the beautiful Rowan cottage on the outskirts of the small town in Windbridge for 18 months following a public heartbreak back in her hometown. The popular Instagram influencer lost her husband, sold their home, and has been cozied up in the Fens, living a very private life, but then things are time for a change. And a chance meeting with the co-owner of the Cherry Tree Cafe, bubbly Lizzie Dixon, who we've met before and I love, pulls her into organising Windbridge's first ever autumn festival. And once again, her life is quiet life is soon a distant memory. And she meets this guy called local vet Ash, and he all falls for her. Romance, Windbridge, Heidi Swain, what more do I want? Again, I told you I wanted to pick a fun pink book. I wanted to read a newish release. I love Claire Pooley's work. This is How to Age Disgracefully. And I plan to age very much disgracefully. In some ways, my life since I've hit my 40s I finally feel like I found a place for myself in my 40s. If you ignore the health crap that I deal with, I found BookTube has helped me find a place where I am loved for me. And so my life really has hit betterness in 40s. Daphne is fiery and fabulous. She just needs to get out and meet people. When an accident brings teen dad, an empty nester, and a has-been actor into her world, they aren't necessarily the people she had in mind. It soon becomes clear they all have a story to tell, but can these new friendships survive the secrets that will be revealed? Can't bloody wait. Just a me book. Then, so I want another fantasy. This is In the Heart of the Sun Warrior by Sue Lan Tyne or whatever. Very pretty book. I love the first book of this in this duology, but apparently the second book, Chatty didn't like as much. Those forged through fire form the strongest blades. After winning her mother's freedom for the Emperor, Jin lives peacefully on their home on the moon, but their fragile peace is threatened when a strange new magic, and Jin is forced to flee from her home once more. She follows her and her companions venture across the immortal realm, encountering cunning monarchs and legendary creatures, beloved friends and bitter foes on their travel. I love the Daughter of the Moon Goddess, so I'm really hoping I do love this more and I just get the best out of it. Fancy, I love the pretty copy. That's what I feel like. Then to a book that's kind of gonna, like, this was my birthday present from the lovely Ange from Angie's Book Chatter. And this is Girls by Kirsty Capes. We all know I loved Careless by Kirsty Capes, who was one of Alice's favourite authors and favourite books. So I had to put this on my list because it's on honour of her. Everyone's heard of the girls, but what happened to the women they became? At the time of her death, the press wrote many things about Ingrid Olsen. She was a brilliant artist, she was a terrible mother to her girls, Mattie and Nora, and that her legacy would live on forever. Even so, it's unlikely that the world will ever see another Ingrid Olsen exhibition. Her last request for her daughters was to throw her ashes in the canyon and her paintings in the sea. But as Mattie and Nora reluctantly embark on an all-or-nothing trip to fulfil her wishes, they start to unpick the painful scars of the past. Really is what I fancy. If it's half as good as Careless, I know I'm going to bloody love it. Now, for another Ange book, she gave me this, and this is Ordinary Human Failings by Megan Nolan. Maybe I should have saved this for the Irish Readathon in March, but I decided I wanted to read it. It was shortlisted for the Nero Women's Prize in 2023. It's a short book, which I kind of need considering I've got loads of long books. Technically it's historical fiction, even though it's set in 1990. We're not going to go there. And it's after the death of a young girl on an estate in London, the finger of suspicion is pointed at one reclusive Irish family, the Greens. At the heart sits Carmel, a beautiful and other once designated to a future beyond her circumstances, and until life and love got in the way. Now, as the scandal unfolds, she must confront her secrets and silences that have trapped her family for so many generations. I've heard good things about this, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then, last but not least, my classic for the month, and this is The Glassblowers by Daphne du Maurier. I have got a couple of... you are going to see a DDM on my classics for 2025 list because I count her work as classic. And I've got a lot of her DDM's books, and I would like to read one next year. So technically this maybe is my classic for the month. I love Daphne du Maurier's writing, and this is his classic at the best. Sophie Duval reveals to her long-lost nephew the tragic story of her family. The world of the glassblowers has its own traditions, its own languages, and its own rules. If you marry into the glass, Pierre Labie warns her daughter, you will say goodbye to everything familiar and enter a closed world. But crashing into the world comes violence and the terror of French Revolution, against which the family struggled to survive. Looking forward to this. I don't know. I still haven't decided which Daphne du Maurier I'm going to read in next year. I really have got to decide because, yeah, that's another video I've got to do. But this does look really good, and it's a classic, but it's one that I know is going to have me on the edge of my seat, and it's not too long. So those are my books. I've got a real mix of genres, a real mix of books to make me happy in November. What books are you looking forward to reading in November? Are there any of these you think I should prioritise? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've got to the end of this video, leave me a fireworks emoji in honour of Fireworks Day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, subscribe to it. Big on my dingling. I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.